A very good afternoon to all the participants. We are back in again in the session. Thank you so much, Dr. Rajiv, for joining on time. And we are really hopeful to listen to you about physical endurance. So, Dr. Rajiv Agarwal is a physiotherapist and in charge of neurophysiotherapy unit at AIMS New Delhi. His message for the community is mental strength is 1,000 times more stronger than physical strength. Can we all mute? Yeah. Yeah. So I would like to hand over to Dr. Rajiv for his talk.
Thank you, Anubha. Thank you to Ayush Kama Foundation and all the organizers for this awareness day. Thank you for inviting me. Uh, I am associated with these neuromuscular disorders for last 22 years since I am working at the Neurosciences Center at All India Institute of Medical Sciences. I have very deep attachment with all the persons with all these diseases. So today I would like to share some basic things about the management, the physical management, rehabilitation of the persons with muscular dystrophy. So I have, the title is Physical Persons Endurance for Persons with Muscular Dystrophy. So one thing I would like to highlight is, I always say persons with the problem, persons with the disease. So don't tell yourself you are a patient. Never say you are, say, a muscular dystrophy patient. Once you keep a negative word with you in your life, you will not be able to accept the things and go ahead. Take yourself as a normal person with some disease, and every person has some disease. So if a person is having a hypertension or diabetes, they don't tell all the time that they are the patients. They are normal persons in the society, but they are having diabetes, they are having hypertension. Every second person is having that. So why you consider yourself as a patient? So I always say persons with muscular dystrophy. Today is a 30th September Limb-Girdle Muscular Disease Awareness Day. So I wish all the best to all the persons who are having this disease to manage their problem effectively. First thing I always mentions to all the persons who comes to me in my OPDs, be mentally tough. Everybody, we have a limitations in our life, and you are fortunate that cognitively or mentally or intellectually you are absolutely normal and at times much better than the others. Of course the muscles are weak, and that should not be a hindrance in your progress. So for these, I always mentions about this girl. You must be knowing about this. She's a Padam Shri Arunima Sinha, who lost her one leg while fighting with some dacoits in the train and lost one leg, and she decided to climb the Mount Everest, and she could do that. And he's another Padam Bhushan, HPS Ahluwalia. He also conquered the Mount Everest, but later on, when he got a bullet injury in 1965 in a war, he became a wheelchair bound. And then when he could not get the proper treatment for his problem, he went abroad, and when he came back, he set up Indian Spinal Injury Center, and that is one of the best rehab center in India. And if you go to the ISIC, you can see how much progress he has done. So if you have some problem, so you should not have a setback, rather make life easier for others. So my message is, mental strength is thousands times stronger than physical strength. The people who are having both the legs or people who can walk, they cannot think of climbing the Mount Everest, but the persons without that strength, physical strength, they can do it. So of course all of you can also do that. So you are stronger than you think. Believe in your strength, believe in your mental strength, your physical strength will follow. Now, I will talk about why you should do all exercise. Use it or lose it. That is my message always. See, in muscular dystrophy or in any of the problems, you do not have the weakness of all the muscles. You have some muscles are weak and some muscles are normal. So if you do not do exercise, any exercise, what will happen? The muscles who are weak they are going to become more weak, but the muscles who are normal also, they will also become weak. So you will lose the muscle strength of the normal muscles also. So a balance of the exercise has to be done. Second is, when your heart is not challenged with the exercise, you will develop the coronary artery disease. We Indians are prone to have a heart disease, and if you do not challenge your heart with your exercises, you are prone to get a heart disease. When you do not do exercise, the stiffness of your vessels increases and you can have a high blood pressures. Yes, exercise increases the strength of your bone. The people, sorry, who do not do exercise, their bones become weak and you are very prone to get a fracture once you trip down anywhere. Then this is a very common thing. The people who do not do exercise regularly, they feel more fatigue. They feel lack of energy throughout the day. Of course, the immunity improves with your exercise. So if you don't do immunity, the disease will catch you easily. And the diabetes, which is India is the world's capital of the diabetes. We are always prone for having the diabetes. And if you do not do exercises, again, your chances of acquiring the diabetes increases. So to prevent all of this disease, you have to do exercises, right? So I always say, take a prescription of the exercise. Everybody goes to the doctor and looks for the medicines, looks for the treatment, and they always take the prescriptions of the medicine. And as we know, the muscular dystrophy has a very limited number of the medicines and limited number of the treatment options. So we should focus on something which can really give you relief and which can improve your physical capabilities. So always take a prescription of exercise with you. Whosoever is watching me or attending this must have an exercise prescription with you. And what this exercise prescription should have is, that is called as fit plan. What is fit plan? One is the frequency. How many times you have to do exercise? Once a day or twice a day, thrice a day, or alternate day? What should be the frequency of the exercise? Then intensity. How much intense the exercise should be? How many repetitions should be there? How many load should be there? That should be the intensity. Then comes the types. There are the three types of exercise that I will talk about. That is the endurance exercise, flexibility exercise, and the strength exercises. So which type of exercise you have to do, and timings. How much time you have to do that exercise. So that constitute the fit plan. So that is your exercise prescriptions. So ask your physiotherapist about your fit plan. So always keep, as you keep a prescription of your medicine with you, what all medicine you have to take, same way you have to take a prescription of your exercise with a fit plan, frequency, intensity, type, and the time or the durations. So these are the types of exercise. First is the endurance exercise. So what is endurance exercise? Endurance exercise is like a low resistance exercise, high repetitions exercise, like your jogging or cycling or simple brisk walking or day-to-day activities which you are doing continuously without getting breathless. So that is called as the endurance exercise. Then comes the flexibility exercise. This is the getting the proper range, the length of the muscles which are becoming tight due to the imbalance of the muscles. So those tight muscles need to be stretched, and that is called as the flexibility exercise. And then comes the strength exercise. What is a strength exercise? That is a very high resistance and the low repetitions. So you have to, so in that you cannot do it for longer time, only 10 repetition or 20 repetitions you can do of that exercise. That is called as the strength resistance exercise. Now, this is a little busy slide. You have to again focus on this. That is a fit plan for you. What exercise, how much, when to do, that is all this fit plan. So exercise for persons with muscular dystrophy, first is the type of the exercise. So we are talking about the endurance exercise. So what is the frequency? How much time you have to do? That is 5 days a week at least. So at least out of 7 days, you have to do a 5 days a week. That is a endurance exercise. How much duration? 30 minutes. keep the intensity at a lower level. If you cannot run, no problem, you do jog. If you cannot jog, you just do a walk, brisk walk. If you cannot do a brisk walk, just walk, leisure walk. Anything that you can maintain for 30 minutes will be considered as endurance exercise. And how much should be the intensity, how much load you have to take? For that, I have given you the box rating of perceived exertion. What does that mean? That tells you how much exertion you are feeling. In that we say 3 to 4 RPE. 3 to 4 RPE is matlab somewhat hard or moderate to somewhat hard. You can walk easily, you can talk while doing that walking or something. That is the endurance exercise. If you are like walking and you are becoming breathless and you cannot speak one line, that means this is a more intensity for you. So this way you have to do the endurance training. Then coming on the strength training. In the strength training, you have to strengthen your muscles with the higher load. These exercises you cannot do daily basis. You have to do it on an alternate day, because whenever you do this exercise, your muscles get some mild injuries. The muscles are prone to get injury. So you have to give at least 1 day break when you do this exercise. Yes, you can do for 1 day, you can like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can do for the upper limbs, and Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, you can take for the lower limbs, and Sunday you can enjoy without any strengthening exercise. So how much the duration? The intensity is the 10 repetitions of each large muscle groups with an intensity of 50 to 70% of 1 RM. What is 1 RM? One is the repetition maximum, is that is a maximum weight you can lift with that muscle. For example, if you are doing with the biceps, how much load I can lift with my bicep? Maybe say 10 kg dumbbell I can lift once, only once. Second time I cannot lift. So 10 kg is the 1 RM for me. So I will do with 5 to 7 kg weight for 10 repetition. That would be the strength training for me. 10 repetition that you have to do on the alternate day. That is for your strength training. Then coming to the flexibility exercise. This flexibility is the stretching exercise. You know, the muscles are prone to become tight. You are spending most of the time, you know, in one particular postures or in your positions. So some muscles are prone to get tight. So it's better if you stretch those muscles on a daily basis. That in the early morning you feel some stiffness, so you stretch your body so that it's easier for your muscles to work, and you have a lesser chance of injury if you do the flexibility exercise. How much you have to do? At least 2 repetitions of the selected muscles. If you are like very prone is your calf muscle, which become tight, so you have to stretch the calf muscle. If your hams is tight, you have to stretch the hams muscle. Biceps or pectorals, whichever muscles are tight or prone to tight, you stretch them on a daily basis and hold the stretch for 20 to 30 seconds at a slight discomfort. Don't give pain while doing the stretching, because your muscles are prone to get injured. So a gentle stretch is required. If there is no stretch, there is no stretching. So slight discomfort is required. And the last one which I have added for all of you is the functional exercise or functional activities. Most of the persons who comes to me in the OPDs, they say throughout the day they are doing some more exercise or doing activities. So that is enough for them to do the exercise. So my answer is that do not contribute, do not help that much to gain the strength and the endurance of the muscles, which I have explained earlier. But this functional activities is also very important. See, for example, throughout the day, if you are engaging yourself in some of the activities, like if you have to drink water, you go yourself and take a water and drink it. Or every half an hour, you make a habit of, getting up, going some distance and coming back, or doing the daily house chores, whatever is possible in your capacity throughout the day. So that will give you a lot of, physical activity throughout the day that will maintain your physical endurance. It is not only the endurance, strength and flexibility exercise that you do once or twice in a day. That is not always enough. You have to keep yourself active throughout the day. How much? As much as possible at a comfortable pace. And there is some precautions while I prescribe this exercise. Consult your doctor and physiotherapist before changing exercise. If you are trying to increase the load or you are taking a higher load of exercise, at least take one opinion that whether you can do that. Notice any red flags that I'm going to tell you in the next slide. and avoid fatigue and pain during exercise. While doing exercise, if you feel like that you feel totally energyless, or you are feeling a lot of pain, then it means this intensity is more for you. That doesn't mean that you should not do exercise, but you reduce the intensity. What you have to observe as a red flags are the muscle cramps. If your muscles become so painful and tight that you feel like there is I cannot walk now, I cannot do anything, or you feel a muscle pain, or if you feel the weakness of exercise muscle. Earlier you could lift anything, you could do your day-to-day activities, and today you are feeling there is no strength in your muscles after doing exercise. And one important observation is that if your color of the urine change, that becomes a cola color, it means your myoglobins, which is your muscles are getting damaged with your exercise, and your that is changing the color of your urine. So a cola color urine is a red flag for you. Stop the exercise and meet the doctor. If you have a shortness of the breath, or you have a chest pain, or you feel vomiting or the nauseating kind of things, you feel sweating or palpitation, you can feel your heartbeats, right? If any of these things you feel during the exercise or after the exercise, you must stop the exercise. It is a wrong way. You should not proceed further with the exercise. Consult your doctor or physiotherapist whether how much exercise is safe for you. Now coming on the benefits of the exercise. With the proper exercise, you can have a biomechanical balance. What do you mean by the biomechanical balance? As I told you, your all muscles are not weak. Some are weak, some are normal. So the normal muscle will pull the joint towards that side, and weak muscle will become further weak, right? And the strong muscle also will become tight. So when there is a muscle imbalance, the joint imbalance is there. To do the normal activities, you have to put more energy. So a biomechanical imbalance can give you a lot of problems. So while doing a proper exercise, you can have a biomechanical balance. Then as I told, with the exercise, you will have a lesser fatigue. You have a lesser chance of injury if you are doing the flexibility exercise on a regular basis. Then increase independence and functionality. जितना ज्यादा आप एक्सरसाइज करेंगे, आप उतना इंडिपेंडेंट होंगे, अपने सारे काम खुद से कर पाएंगे. Then coming the increased confidence, that will give you the confidence that you can worthy, you can do a lot of things on your own. So exercise will give you that. And the most important part is the reduced risk of non-communicable disease. That is a gift you are getting, gift hamper of doing the exercise, like diabetes, hypertension, stroke. लकवा बड़ा common है आजकल हमारे populations में. Heart attacks are so common, lungs disease जिसको COPD कहते हैं, कॉन्स्टिपेशन, कब्ज बहुत कॉमन है, और हमारी हड्डियां इतनी कमजोर हो रही हैं जिससे फ्रैक्चर बड़ी जल्दी हो जाते हैं. अगर ये सारी चीजें जो है आपको नहीं होंगी अगर आप रेगुलर एक्सरसाइज करते हैं. Happiness is the main thing with the exercise. The exercise produces the dopamines and serotonins in your brain, so that keeps you happy. So exercise gives you all those positive hormones in your body, positive chemicals in your bodies. Then coming on the memory improvement. The memory improvements with a higher exercise level, your memory increases. You lose your weight because when you are not doing exercises, your muscles are weak, and you are taking regular diets, you are prone to put on weight. So if you want to keep your weight under control, do a regular exercise. Then there are some activities of daily living like washing, mobility, transferring, feeding, dressing. So all these things are possible when you are regularly engaged with your endurance, strength and stretching exercise, flexibility exercise. And most important is back to work. You can start again working. Whatever you had been doing with some modification or with some new job, at least you can start working when you are doing exercise on a regular basis. Now I have bought some technologies that you should think of. This is like a pedometer or a smart watch, which can count your steps, how much steps you are walking in a day. So it will give you an idea how much active you are. There are activity monitors which are connected with the software that will also tell how much movements you are doing with your upper limbs and all that. These are the resistance band of various companies like TheraBands. These are such a simple things you can keep in the pocket whenever you are going to the office, you are going anywhere. If you are having short of time, you can exercise anywhere at any time. Then these are some balance trainers with a different resistance band. to improve your balances. This is the gym balls. So for the core muscles and many more muscles, you can work out with this one simple ball exercise. You can have a treadmill or jogger trainer. And one more thing that I always advise the persons who are coming to me to use the inspiratory muscle trainer. This is what power generator of your muscles. The stronger your respiratory muscles are, the lesser fatigue you will feel. You have a lesser chance of the chest infection and all that. So all of you should start using this inspiratory muscle threshold trainer. So with that, you're to improve your respiratory muscles. Then on another thing, I come with some home modifications. Um, if you can afford, you are spending the treatment of whatever available treatment of these dystrophies are very, very expensive, right? In the morning, Dr. Shefali discussed, Dr. Satish told about so many tests. So these tests are so expensive and treatment is extraordinarily expensive. Then I always suggest at least spend some money on your home modification, which will give you the immediate relief. Sorry. It will improve your functionality. You can become more functional when you do this modification. You have a lesser chance of injuries. So in the toilets, you can put some bars, grab bars, so that this is a more risky area where you can have a more tendency to fall, and sitting and standing from these points is very difficult. So you can do that. Then in the bathrooms, you can put a like stool with some bars and some shower so that you can bath easily. Sitting down is maybe difficult for you, so you can do that. If you have difficulty to climb up the stairs, you can put a sliding boards to use your wheelchairs, or you can walk up. Very good, you can do with that. Then there are like the stair lift. With that, you can climb up the stairs. With that, you can get it at your home according to your requirement and your affordability. You can modify your kitchen, your drawing rooms, or anywhere. If you are on a wheelchair, modify your kitchens and home so that you become more functional. Don't be crippled with your disease so that you are restricting yourself. It's not the point that you can afford a help, or you can afford a servant who can do the things for you. What is more important is doing the activities yourself. That will give you the confidence, that will increase your physical activities. So that worthy feeling comes when you do it yourself. So try to modifications at your home as much as possible to make you more and more functional. So that is a physical endurance. That then there are some assistive devices with which you can eat easily, or you can have a modified wheelchairs or the walkers. There are a lot of possibilities that you can do to improve your functionality, and whatever you can do must do to improve your functionality. With that, uh, I will quit myself that with that, and I simply decided to be happy again. So the happiness is not restricted to anyone. That if you want to become happy, you can be happy. Your physical weakness can never be a limitation, or can become a hurdle for your happiness. So always try to regain the mental strength and try to conquer your limitations so that you can become more and more functional. I am available to you on this email ID if at any time I can be of any help to you. Thank you very much. With that, thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rajiv. It was really insightful to know that how we have to keep ourselves active, and what is the importance of physiotherapy in our lives. As also said by the previous panelists, that treatment will be available to those, betterly available to those who are active and in initial stages. So we need to make sure to keep ourselves at a good condition. So I really thank you for giving us insights on that. So let's have question Q&A now, club for Buddhi Talks. So I hand over to Mr. Gaurav.
Hello, everybody. Okay, so there are two questions asked by the viewers. Mr. Murli wants to ask that his kid is 16 and a half years old, a hyperactive kid. How much time of exercise will be needed? He walks a lot, very fast sometime. Dr. Rajiv Agarwal, if you can answer this, please.
Please repeat. Patient is having hyperactive. What?
Yes.
See, hyperactive ADHD kids, basically they needs more of the stabilization exercise and the cognitive training. In that, basically we have to increase his attention span, right? So occupational therapists are the better people who deal with such kind of children's, right? So consult a good occupational therapist for cognitive training as well as some stabilization exercises.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Rajiv, Shubham wants to ask further detail about the breathing instrument.
Breathing instrument, it's a inspiratory trainer that is this threshold register is made by Respironics company, the Philips company basically, and I think it is available online on the Amazon.
Okay.
You need some resistance training for that. You can put some nose clip and breathe with that inspiratory muscle trainer. Start with 1 minute sessions or 5 sessions in a day. So 5 minutes inspiratory muscle training will give you a lot of strengthening of your respiratory muscles, and gradually as you gain the strength of the muscles, you feel it easier. You can, so there is a spring inside that, you can increase the resistance in that. So it's available online on the Amazon. If you find any difficulty, you can contact me.
Sir, I
Thank
just
you.
wanted can you just take the name of the it is inspiratory?
Muscle threshold, IMT, inspiratory muscle trainer, IMT.
Acha, inspiratory muscle trainer.
Trainer, IMT. It is a made of Respironics company, which is a Philips popular company. Philips
Okay.
company.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so I want to add on this question that will help with patient who suffered pneumonia or like nowadays COVID going on. So it basically affect the lungs. So like we people have muscles problem, so it could help us to recover. और ये एक तरह से maintain रखता है या basically we could recover also, like get our strength back, because
it builds up your muscle strength. It is
okay.
like for your peripheral muscle, you use the loads, you use dumbbells, you use TheraBand. For your respiratory muscle, you do not have any resistance like that. For that,
Okay.
this trainer, inspiratory muscle trainer. So it gives you the resistance to the respiratory muscles. So stronger your muscles are there, lesser the chance of failure. Even if you had a pneumonia, you earlier had a pneumonia or COVID or anything, while recovering, if you use inspiratory muscle threshold, you will get the strength back at a very, quickly, and your functionality will improve very fast.
Okay, thank you.
Sir,
Okay,
all the muscular dystrophy patient can use this instrument?
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm telling. If the respiratory muscles involvements are there, and if we see that by using these muscles, basically using this is not a problem. It is the load that is prescribed. If you take too much load and you make your muscle fatigue, right? Then it is a problem. Otherwise, everybody can use it depending on his strength of the muscles.
Thank you, sir.
Kapil is asking that is it same as spirometer we use?
No, it is not.
No. Okay.
Spirometers. In the spirometer, we are taking the volume of the air, like say 1500, 2000, 3000 ml of air. That is expanding your lungs with the air, but that has a very limited capacity to increase the strength of the muscles.
Okay.
Okay, to increase the strength, you have to use threshold resistor, that is IMT. Okay. To expand your lungs, you need the spirometer.
Okay.
So one question I wanted to say was, is there anything, Dr. Rajiv and Dr. Mayank also, should we, like for few patients are really worried on going on wheelchair, using wheelchair. So is there any sign that now you should use the assistive device or something? Yeah, I'm not able to frame it, but a lot of patients ask about this and they are little reluctant to use.
So Dr. Rajiv, he is my mentor. Definitely, he will answer this question.
See, basically, selection, the requirement of any assistive devices or any walking device, that is basically based on two things: to increase the safety and to increase the functionality. If the person feels a fear of fall, if he doesn't feel safe while walking, right, he feels difficulty in transfers, and that is making him more prone to injury, then he should think of some device. That can be a cane, that can be a walker, that can be a wheelchair, whatsoever, depending on that. And second is the functionality. So increase the functionality. Even though you can walk, but you feel like that you cannot do outdoor, you cannot use the public transport, but with the wheelchair you can do that. So I will suggest, go with the wheelchair. Don't take it as a stigma. Take your physical functions, your capability as the first step, rather than the what log kya kahenge. So जब तक लोग क्या कहेंगे में आप रहेंगे, तो आप अपनी physical capabilities कम करते जाएंगे, and your muscles will become more and more weak, and ultimately you will be homebound forever. So never, reduce your mobility, never reduce your functionality, rather always think of increasing it with whatever device, whatever is possible. This is for general, for any kinds of device.
Okay, so for example, stair climbing is the major issue, at an early stage of diagnosis. So should we how frequently should we climb stairs if we are doing it through support or something? As per the comfort or?
See, for that, first thing you should always focus. First thing is to improve the muscle strength, right? Your core muscles are weak, your gluteals are weak, your abs are weak. So when first thing is always try to increase your muscle strength and endurance. That is the first thing. Then comes your, in spite of doing all the exercise, whatever has been advised, you're keeping the safety things, so that you doesn't injure your muscle, you don't go for fatigue and other kind of things. So we have exploited the exercises. That is the first step. Now comes on the second part is, while climbing up the stairs and you feel like these stairs you cannot do. So it's not only always the stairs, it is the height of the stairs. So if you are climbing a 8-inch stairs, that is very difficult for most of the people. If you walk a 5-inch stairs, that may be easy for you. So try to modify. If it is possible, your house is permanent house and you can modify your stairs, go for that. Always try to modify. Don't ever think of, because increasing the mobility is important. And how much time? As much as possible. So there is no formula like that, ki once a day, twice a day. If you can climb up 10 times, do that. Again, the factor is the same. If after climbing multiple times, next day you feel that you cannot climb the stairs, means the muscles got fatigue. So at that time you have to reduce the intensity. And if you find that the muscles have become so painful, or as I told you, your muscles are getting damaged, your urine color is changing, all those kind of things, those red flags are there, then we have to reduce it. Otherwise there is no need of reducing it. As much as possible, your muscles are strong enough for exercises.
इसमें मैं add on
Sir,
एक चीज
I
add on
just
करना
wanted to ask one question to Dr. Rajiv. Sir, जैसे आपने बताया कि you should improve your standard of living and lifestyle. If patient doesn't agree for wheelchair and everything, how do we convince him?
See, first thing, a person who there is always a social stigma, and
Yes.
so and there are some incidences that is always linked with the things that person don't want to accept it. So once a person gets some counseling and persons understand that if I do not do that, after 5 years down the lane, where I will be, right? If he doesn't do anything to improve his functionality, he will further reduce his muscle strength. So that counseling is required, and a support from the family and the society, that is required. If everybody appreciates his uses of wheelchair, I think that it can be accepted.
It can be accepted. If family and societies अगर help करती है तो.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, if they say yes, with that you can do this, you can do that, now you can do this. So, and with that, you are doing more and more activities. Of course, that should motivate a person to become more functional.
Thank you, sir.
और मैं पूछना
There
चाह
are a
रहा
lot of questions.
था
Yes, Gaurav bhaiya.
जैसे एक तो वाइब्रेटिंग वाली एक्सरसाइज मशीन होती है, पीपल यूज टू स्टैंड ऑन दैट और वो वाइब्रेट करती है, उसमें पॉइंट्स भी होते हैं एक्यूपंक्चर वाले. पर्सनली आई हैव दैट और मैंने कभी यूज करी तो उससे मेरा ब्लड सर्कुलेशन बेटर फील करता है. मतलब जैसे जैसे बहुत देर बैठा हूँ तो स्वेलिंग आएगी पैर में या उसके बाद बेटर फील करता है. एक और मेरे को इसमें ये पूछना है, जैसे अब मैं 2 साल से नहीं चल रहा, 2 साल पहले मेरे को निमोनिया होने से पहले आई वॉज वॉकिंग अराउंड और सही था. अभी मेरे को उम्मीद थी कि मैं दोबारा फिजियोथेरेपी के बाद चल पाऊंगा, मेरे को स्ट्रेंथ लगती थी. मैंने ट्राई किया तो मेरे से खड़ा नहीं हुआ गया, तो मेरे को समझ नहीं आया और लेटर ऑन मुझे समझ आया कि मेरा फुट काफी ड्रॉप हो गया. तो मुझे ये पूछना है, जैसे किसी का फुट ड्रॉप हो चुका है या जैसे जो लोग लॉन्ग टर्म व्हीलचेयर यूजर हैं तो उनकी बॉडी में स्टिफनेस आ जाती है, स्पेशली लिम्स में, क्योंकि वो कमर से नीचे ज्यादा यूज नहीं होती, पूरी स्ट्रेट नहीं होगी. तो अगर कल को कोई ट्रीटमेंट आता है अलग से तो क्या ये चीजें रिकवर हो सकती हैं या ये एक माइनस पॉइंट रह जाएगा कि हमें लेट ट्रीटमेंट मिला तो हम कोई चीज प्रॉपर मतलब रिकवर नहीं कर पाएंगे या क्या? थोड़ा इस पे आप, क्योंकि जिनको ज्यादा लंबी टाइम स्टिफनेस रह चुकी है.
सी बेसिकली इसके लिए मैं ये चीज ऐड करूंगा. अगर आपकी मसल स्टिफनेस है, हमारी मसल्स में दो तरह के एलिमेंट है, एक कॉन्ट्रैक्टाइल एलिमेंट, एक नॉन कॉन्ट्रैक्टाइल एलिमेंट. कॉन्ट्रैक्टाइल एलिमेंट तो वो है जो आपकी मसल्स को कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करते हैं, फोर्स प्रोड्यूस करते हैं. और दूसरा नॉन कॉन्ट्रैक्टाइल है जो स्ट्रक्चर बनाते हैं मसल्स के, जो अटैचमेंट्स है. तो जब आप लॉन्ग टर्म कोई शॉर्टनिंग में रखते हो पार्ट्स को, तो जो नॉन कॉन्ट्रैक्टाइल एलिमेंट वाला जब शॉर्टनिंग में आ जाता है तो वो एक तरह से परमानेंट चला जाता है और उसको हम कॉन्ट्रैक्चर भी बोल देते हैं. तो उनको स्ट्रेच करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. जो हम फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी एक्सरसाइज की बात करते हैं, जो आपकी नॉर्मल मसल लेंथ है, that has to be maintained even if you are on the wheelchair. Only that key only for the things that you are on the wheelchair and you don't require your feet to work. For transfers also, you know, you need the muscle length. So always maintain the muscle length. It will take only 5 to 10 minutes every day for maintaining the muscle length. That is one thing. Second thing you told about that vibrating chairs. This vibration therapy is also a new therapy that is coming up, and the people who are going to space, like, you know, astronauts and all that, they are also using this vibration therapy.
Okay.
There are some starting researches are that with this vibration you can increase some muscle strength, but there is no definite research that will support ki how much vibration therapy for the muscular dystrophy, right? Once
Okay.
with some good studies, definitely we will share with that ki you should start doing that.
Okay, thank you. Anubha, we have more questions. तो
Yeah,
अभी क्वेश्चंस लेने हैं, नेक्स्ट वाले पे चलना है.
No, we need to close this Q&A session.
Okay.
Otherwise, it will be too late. We have 2 more speakers waiting. So,
Okay.
thank you so much, Dr. Rajiv and Dr. Mayank, for
Thank
giving
you.
us the
Thank you so much.
opportunity to talk on it. And the Q&A was really interesting.